7 p.m. I'd like to call this meeting of the Armada Township Zoning Board of Appeals to order. If you'll please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Chris, would you call the roll, please?
Moved it. Hicks?
Here.
Getzinger?
Here.
Carrick?
Here.
Mogul?
Here.
Diane, I'm not gonna try to pronounce your last name.
Yep, come in.
Okay, and Martin? Here.
Okay, now we need to approve or amend, if necessary, the agenda. Does anyone have an amendment or a motion to approve as presented?
I move to approve as presented.
Thank you. Do we have support?
Second.
Okay. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No? Okay. So the agenda as presented has been approved. Now, next we have minutes from our last meeting. I think everyone got them in their packets. So we need to, I know I have them in mine, but I can't see. We need to approve them or amend them if anyone has amendments. So does anyone have anything they would like to add? Any questions about the amendments, anything like that?
I'll move to approve the ZBA minutes from February 1st, 2021 as presented.
Thank you. Is there support?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Okay,
Didn't
so
see it here.
the minutes are approved, and we now will move on to the public hearing.
Do you need a motion to open the public hearing?
I would like that, please.
I'll make a motion to open the public hearing on Henshaw, what's the proper name? Henshaw Incorporated, at 7:03.
Thank you.
A
Is there
second.
support for that?
I'll support.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so make it official. The public hearing is now officially open. Do any of you gentlemen have anything that you'd like to present or address to the board? Statement to make?
Give you an overview of what we're doing, or?
I think especially since we do have two brand-new members, that if you would be willing to do that, that would be very helpful for them, especially to help them feel more comfortable with the proceedings, if you don't mind.
I can, what we do,
And please share names.
Dave Clark, I'm the owner of Henshaw and DC and Son Properties. So DC and Son Properties is a owns the property and the one next door, the Henshaw building. And Henshaw is the building that's already there on the other lot, the adjacent lot. So what we are looking to do is, this lot right now is empty completely. And we have our existing Henshaw building over here on the adjacent lot. It's right on the corner of 33 Mile and Powell. And we are looking to do an additional building here as phase one as soon as possible. And later on, at a later date, I don't know when that will be, but we want to get everything approved, but it's not, this is the only thing that needs a variance.
Setbacks.
Right, for setbacks, this does not. But we're gonna get, once we get this, past this, we're gonna get the whole thing approved. So we can do this in the future, but that's down the road. So we are looking to get this, and we were looking at a variance mainly for the back here, because we are 10 foot from the back lot line, and we're butting up the two adjacent neighbors who gave their approval. Sorry, they gave their approval, the two adjacent neighbors here, which is KLM, and here, which is New Hunt. They gave their approval, the fire marshal had no issue with what we were doing here, but the variance is for this back over here. So, because we have an odd-shaped lot, you can see it starts over here, and then narrows quite a bit, and very odd shape. So we're trying to make the best of everything. We want the beautiful frontage, like we feel we have on our existing building. We want to have the same nice frontage with this building here, and we don't want this to hinder it. So we're tucking it back there as much as possible, and nothing around, there's no buildings that are within any distance of concern. Everything's, as far as you need to be from buildings, it's just from the, border is the only
Yeah,
issue that
it's just
we
from
have.
your lot line.
So, you know, it's better, go up to that.
I think that's it.
Okay.
I guess in addition to that, we have a property perk. We can put a septic field here. The soils are better than on his first building, which is surprising. And the health department did say we could do a pump and haul here. So you can have one restroom in there for whatever and then pump it out from time to time. But eventually we could pump it up into the septic field here. When we're done this building. Pursue that, and fire department has this hydrant over here, has adequate fire coverage for them. They have enough space for a fire truck to turn around, so I think we've talked to everybody and
And
hopefully.
we did, the board did receive letters from both of your neighbors that they have no problem with your building being that close to the line. And we also have, if you noticed in your packet, we have a letter from the fire marshal that he has reviewed all of this and has found that there's no issues with what they want to do as far as the fire department or safety, public safety kind of thing.
Sir, can I get your name for the minutes, please?
Pardon?
Could I get your name for the minutes?
Robert Lind, Lindh. I'm with Urban Land Consultants.
Okay, I have one question. It's pretty obvious you had laid out the rear setback as 10 feet, correct? So that currently our ordinance calls for a 50-foot, so you need a 40-foot variance. I don't see the northern corner of the building. It looks fairly close to the side yard line, and it's not measured how close that corner is to the side.
About 5 feet.
Right. That's about what okay, so the side yard setback currently is 20 feet in the township, so you need a 15-foot
15
variance
foot for that.
from the north side.
The sides.
Okay.
The other side.
20.
You've got 20 feet, so you're okay on the southern side. Right. Okay, so what you're looking for is a 40-foot rear yard setback variance and a 15-foot north side yard setbacks. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I do have a couple more questions. I mean, the reason that you need to have that building pushed back quite so far is because you need the area for maneuvering.
Well, the only way, first of all, if I brought it any closer, I wouldn't be able to do this because it would block the entry.
Mhm.
That's one thing, and it would also hinder the future expansion over here because of the distances the truckies will need to go in and out. So right now I've got ample, fire truck can get in there with the 26-foot they wanted. We don't have this, nothing's blocking it, they can do a turnaround here, we've got ample room for trucks, semis to back in, everything in the future will work with this. If I put it where I would need to, it would disrupt, I could do the present, but I wouldn't be able to do the future, and I'd have to bring it a lot farther and a lot more cost, and I wouldn't do it at this point.
Okay. And then the building I see is 80 by 118.
Yes,
Okay, and that is the smallest footprint that you can live with as far as the 118, you know, kind of getting up to the side.
right.
Yep, okay.
They actually shrunk it down from what we originally wanted to do. But yeah, that's what
Right,
we.
and that side yard is common owned with, that's all Henshaws now to the north.
This is all, yeah, this is all common with Henshaw up to.
To that corner there.
Right,
Up
that
to this point
corner.
right here.
That's the DeHunt property.
Right here's the hunt, yep.
And then,
Which is open.
okay, and then on the rear, that is all zoned industrial as
Yes,
well,
everything is zoned industrial.
all the way, yeah, all the way around.
Yep, yep,
Okay.
all the way around is industrial, no residential here,
Even across the street, too.
and it's
yeah.
just,
Right.
yep.
Yeah.
Well, across the street is.
Yes, it's all, so you're completely surrounded by industrial.
Here, yes, yes.
Right. Okay.
And the two properties that we butt up to for both of these scenarios are the ones that gave us approval, that they didn't have an issue with.
All right. Okay. That answers all my questions.
Anyone else have questions for the applicant? And we can close the public hearing and discuss, huh?
Seven,
7:11.
7:11.
Someone make a motion to close the public hearing?
Oh,
I'll motion to close the public hearing.
one more thing that might make a difference too, just so you know, when we had to do our building over here, we had to shift everything, like originally we had it all drawn out to be farther this way,
North.
which would be
North.
north.
Yep.
And because we didn't get the septic and water, we had to shift it, or sewer, we ended up getting the water, but the sewer we didn't get, anyhow, we had to shift everything like 30 feet this way, and that altered some plans, so that's why we had to go, our last variance for this, but things are a little more crowded because of that. But the biggest thing is the lot shape here. So,
Yeah, that's kind of an interesting shape for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think considering that shape, it's gonna be a nice looking facility and very useful, and it's gonna be very positive for the area. I'm trying to build this as consistent as the building we already built. I'm sure if you've seen it, I think you,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's a nice,
Yes,
Yeah,
it
it's
is,
a-
yes.
It's as
Good luck.
nice as your
Good luck.
current facility,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, that's, I'm looking to do the same, this is nice, so.
Okay, awesome, thank you.
I'll second Diane's motion to close the public hearing.
Okay. We have motion, we have support. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we will say that the public hearing is closed at 7:11 PM, and the board will now discuss and so,
Okay, well, I have something here that, I don't know if you have.
I don't think I do. So-
Okay, I'll read this then. This is from McKenna, which is the township's planner, and it's a pretty short letter. I'll just read it here. The background on this, the question of Armada Township current industrial district setbacks was recently raised due to a proposed development project for Henshaw. Typically, land use buffers and separations are utilized to reduce the impact of one's property on an adjacent property. This includes the reduction or elimination of negative factors such as generation of noise, smell, dust, vibration, etc. However, if operations are to be indoors and negative factors are not anticipated, or the subject property is adjacent to other industrial or intensive uses, significant setbacks and buffers may not be needed. Instead, they may be limiting the financial development potential of the property, and in the end, taxable value that could be captured by the municipality. It goes on to say there's a table following that details the township's minimum front, side, and rear setbacks in comparison to several other Metro Detroit communities. In general, Armada Township has greater setback requirements than comparison communities. This could be viewed as limiting the development potential of current property owners and prospective developers, as ultimately the portion of the site that is allowed to be developed is smaller in size. This is especially true of the rear yard setback, as the majority of the sample communities have a minimum rear setback of 20 to 30 feet, while the township requires a 50-foot minimum, and then it goes on to show the other townships. So this is something that's going to be brought up at the planning commission level. We are going to be reviewing this. We probably may not go down to a 10-foot minimum like they're asking,
No,
but
they,
it's
they
making
still
you-
need a variance under those
Yeah.
rules, but it makes it a lot less of a variance.
Right, it just bringing up the fact that it is, it is detrimental to the industrial district to hinder, the maximum
Yeah, it's
potential
not like there's a
development,
house right
so-
behind that
and-
somebody's gonna have
right.
to, yeah.
So that was from the planner.
Yeah, that was helpful, thank
And
you.
I can
Yeah,
make-
that was
I
very
can make
helpful.
copies of that for everyone that came in 2 days ago, so.
Oh, excellent, thank you, that'd be great. Anything else?
Well, and then the other thing, I see that, we have set a precedent in this area, because in fact, those minutes that we approved
We're
were
for them.
were for Henshaw.
Yeah, we're for them, so,
And then, and so what we did in the past, let me see, We did grant an 18.5-foot side yard variance for Henshaw in 21. And then in the same area in 18, we granted an 18-foot side yard setback for DeHunt property and a 20-foot rear yard setback and also a fence variance. So we've kind of been setting a little precedent as far as, you know, these areas that have these.
Recognizing the limitations that the.
Yeah, but
current.
both of these properties did have the unusual shape and the sewer issue did, as they said, cause them to
Yeah.
rearrange their whole site layout, so, a little background.
Yeah, that's valuable to know too.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to me that the motivation is clearly to maximize their future use of the site, and to the 50 feet did seem significant to me. That letter does kind of clarify that is a little more restrictive than most communities. As you had stated clearly, there's been a few variances, significant variances for side yards in particular. And this site being surrounded by industrial, and certainly neighbors that currently support this proposal as far as the setback variance, I don't see it as an impact to the use of the adjacent properties or even a inconvenience as far as the operation that they're running there, that there's gonna be dust and the
Yeah.
noise and stuff like that, so. Yeah, I apologize, but at this level, is there typically a motion or anything?
Yeah, I'm kind of writing something down right
Yeah.
now. So, I mean, it looks like we're looking to grant a motion for a rear yard setback of 40 feet and a north side yard setback variance of 15 feet. So this property is called, is it just calling it Henshaw Incorporated?
It has an address now.
'Cause
Give you the address.
okay, so we do have the address, so.
Henshaw Automotive.
Well, we're actually gonna let's put the parcel
Automation,
number.
I'm sorry,
We'll put the,
automation,
because
Oh,
a
yeah.
variance always goes with the property, it's not,
So-
we're not really giving it to Henshaw,
Yeah,
we're
this is
giving
our,
it to the property.
this is our parcel number right here.
So, is,
Should be a parcel ID.
the parcel ID would probably be better, because this address is probably for your current property, isn't it?
What's the address say?
70890?
Yeah, no, it's not listed with them.
That's
No,
your
this,
current
yeah,
property.
here, it's, there's question marks,
yeah.
Okay,
but the parcel number isn't gonna change,
so,
whatever address they assign.
should
And
use
so-
I do have the address in my notes
But I
in there.
agree with
It
you,
came
probably
in
the parcel
after
number
this
is
went out.
okay, we'll just use the parcel
better,
number,
and
so
then
we,
we can always include the address so that the file is based on the address. Makes it easier to find,
It's on
right?
my drawing, the parcel ID number is 02-31-100-018.
okay, that's what I have on the application, okay.
That actually starts with a 13. Oh, two. So, yeah, 0231.
Okay, so the reason for the variance is due to the unusual shape of the property. Well, it should be for practical difficulties.
Yeah.
Practical difficulties caused by the unusual shape of the property. Whichever is easier. Does it matter, parcel number, property?
It doesn't.
Most people recognize the
She'll put it in for the file anyway,
Yeah, I'll
it's
put
easier
it-
to file it by the address,
Right.
for her to find it later.
Let's put it by address, because most people will probably
Okay.
recognize an address more. What is,
70710 Powell Road.
I'm sorry, what,
70710
okay, Powell,
Powell Road, Armada, Michigan, 480.
okay. Now let's put in a comma, Henshaw's.
Yeah.
Okay, due to the unusual shape of the property,
We
Um,
actually had, and they were gonna let us know later when they're
This is on the
Let's
parcel.
see.
The variance is from Powell.
what else we want to have in there?
It's the address where it is.
That would not be contrary to the spirit of the ordinance. We could put in the recommendations of the planner.
Yeah, I think that pretty much answers that question right there.
Yeah, it's all in the minutes, but it's nice to have it in the motion too.
Exactly.
Anything else somebody would like to put in the motion? It is in the five standards, we have to make sure that, what the practical difficulties are, what the unique circumstances to the property are, what's the odd-shaped lot.
It's
that they
not
were
their
not
fault, they
not
didn't do
created
anything to
by
cause
them,
this.
Right, that's where the sewer caused them
Yeah.
to move their
everything.
current property and tighten everything up. We're not giving special privileges denied other properties. We've already addressed that, them and one of the other properties have received variances in the past. And then why it's not contrary to the spirit and intent of the ordinance. And that's where the planner comes in, how we're talking about allowing our industrial district to, develop to its full potential. I just can't find that. Oh, here we go. So, due to the shape of the property, and it's not a special privilege denied to other properties, because we have the other variances.
Clearly answered that one.
And then also that it's not contrary to the spirit of the ordinance, and this would limit the potential development of the current property owners. Does that sound like covers all the bases?
I think so.
And Chris, did you get my rambling? Oh,
Are you gonna
Most of
reread
it.
the
I can
motion?
go back and listen to the.
Yeah, she's recording too, so.
Okay, so I've got the motion to grant a rear yard setback of variance of 40 feet, a north side variance of 15 feet to properties at 7710 Powell Road, commonly known as Henshaw, due to the practical difficulties caused by the unusual shape of the property, and that it does not create special privilege denied to other properties, and that it is not in contrary to the spirit and intent of the ordinance, as it could limit the development potential for the property owners. I think that kind of covers the bases.
Do you need a second on that?
Okay, so that's, that's my
That's
motion.
your
If Chris
motion?
has got it, she can read it back.
Okay.
Then
I'll
I'll
I've got
second
most
that.
of it.
Okay.
Motion for a rear yard setback of 40 feet and north side yard setback of 15 feet for property 70710 Powell Road, commonly known as Henshaw, due to practical difficulties due to the unusual shape of the property, an odd-shaped lot, and lack of sewer caused. That was one of the.
Was that part of your motion? I don't think the sewer
Yeah, I
was.
did have the lack of
Wasn't-
sewer in there, one of my ramblings.
That-
One of the statements was,
Yeah,
and-
in explaining how this comports with our 5 standards that we have to meet.
All right, and then the next one I had was that it is not,
not a special privilege denied to other properties, and not granting it would limit the potential of the property, I think is what I heard.
I put in that, that it would limit the development potential of the current property.
Of the current property. And it is not contrary to the spirit of the ordinance.
Right, it is not contrary to the spirit of Lawrence, because,
Is that good?
okay, well, you
Jim,
got
do-
a
do-
second
do-
or
do-
motion?
Do you have any questions?
I'll second that, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I understand it.
Okay, I figured you did, I just wanted to make sure, I know this is your first meeting.
No, that's
There's a
fine.
lot to
I've
absorb.
visited the site, I understand.
Okay.
These motions are a little lengthy because they have to
There's
have a
certain
little
Yeah,
more
we have
more
to,
detail.
we have to
and,
document that
Lengthy,
we've met all
yes.
of those, or that they've met all of the criteria that we are supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a motion, and,
I
did you
seconded,
second?
yeah.
Okay, so we have a motion, we have a second.
Second.
Okay, cool.
Fine.
I've got you.
Either way.
Oh, we got 2, we can fight over it.
Just no discussion on the motion?
No, any discussion then, anybody? No? Shall we roll call? been so long I forgot. Okay, there's a motion
Okay.
and a second. I hear no more discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Got your variance.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate everybody coming here on a Friday night. Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate,
Appreciate it.
you know, the development that you've done out there is
Yeah,
first class.
it looks great.
Thank you.
So, good
I
job.
appreciate it, and my builder appreciates it.
Good job.
Any public comments?
Yes, we have,
We do have public tonight.
yes, we do have some public, so if any, no public comments?
Thank you.
Okay, so, hearing no public comments, I will entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting at 7:26. That might be the fastest one we've ever done.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody that says no? It's spanked.
We're good.